5 tips for beginners getting into the One Piece card game. Right, number one. Number one is crucial because this could make or break you getting into the game, right? And that's choosing the right leader. If you've never played a TCG before, this is your first TCG, you don't really know how they work. If you choose the wrong leader, you might just not want to play again. Like, you might think, oh, this is too hard. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I'm out. So I also had this problem. And I think if I wasn't such a massive One Piece fan, it could have driven me away. What I would say is, if you're starting, you've never played TCG, you love One Piece, you wanna have a go, I would say that's your guy. Straight up, that is your guy. It's got the easiest. The way the deck plays is the easiest. The leader effect is the easiest. Essentially, it just gives all of your characters a plus 1k boost. That's all it does. Not to go into it, that's not what this video is about. I would say choose Zoro. If you've played TCG before, I would maybe do like a Katakuri. It's a very similar leader effect, but it has some more complicated cards in the deck, if that makes sense. Most of Zoro and most of Red is just like bump a character 1k, take one of your opponent's characters down 1k, that kind of thing. So, if you're just starting out, honestly, I would say go for Zoro. Maybe a yellow deck here or there, but I think Zoro's your guy. So that's number one. 2 is be prepared to do some basic math. It doesn't matter what deck you play, you're going to be doing some basic math. So whether you're attacking, being attacked, or you're doing removal, very often you're going to have to do some basic math. Even when it comes to like using the amount of Don that you have, which is your energy resource, which it's pretty basic stuff, but you are going to need to know how to do it. Essentially, every action or turn, you are going to have to do some basic math. And it's not crazy, you're not going to be doing equations and bid mass, bod mass. You don't have to be Einstein to do it. It will just be 1 + 2 + 3, minus this, minus that. But it's always helpful to just... And to be honest, once you get good at playing the game and you've played it a lot, it kind of just becomes second nature. It's just like muscle memory. You see the numbers on the table and your brain just kind of does it. But at the beginning, you are going to have to get used to doing it. And it does help to have like some counters or some dice just to like put on the card sometimes to remind you maybe what cost it is or how much power it has. Just something to bear in mind before you start playing. Tip 3 is download the sim. Now, if you don't know what the sim is, this is a simulator for the game. Now, every single player of this game uses the sim. I know that for 100% fact. It is what everyone uses to practice. It's what everyone uses to deck build, as well as some websites that if you type in One Piece deck builder online, you will find loads. But this is where we all practice the game. Now, the simulator is made by Batsu Games. If you type in Batsu Games One Piece Sim, you should be able to find it very easily. It is a complete simulator for the game. It's free. You don't have to buy any of the cards. You don't have to buy any expansions. Once you get on, you can build any deck with any cards. It is very, very fun, but most importantly, it's the way that most of us practice how to play. Obviously, it's nothing like playing in person, and it will never beat playing in person, but you can do it on your phone. You can do it on your computer. Like, you get spare 15 minutes, you can jump on. I know a lot of people have to travel very far to actually go to a locals. So this just helps with that just a million times over. Using this comes with a few things as a beginner. which you kind of have to almost unlearn when you go to locals. It will do, and like these are settings you can turn off and mess around with, but I just find it easier to keep them on. It does a lot of stuff for you automatically. So it can draw your cards automatically, your Don automatically. It like removes things with effects from the cards automatically. And those are things that you will have to unlearn when you go and play in person. I remember when I first started, went to my first few games, like I wasn't putting my characters in rest position after I attacked, because I just, like, the sim does it for you automatically. So I just didn't remember to do it. Resting your Don when you put something on the field, all sorts of stuff. So that's just things to be aware of when you're using it to when you go and play in person. But it is one of the most important tools in getting better at this game, in my opinion, because you can just put so many hours into it. And I think putting that many hours into something is always crucial at getting better at it. So tip 3, download the sim. Right, my 4th tip, and this might seem very obvious and kind of a stupid thing to say to some of you, but you'll understand what I mean in a second. But my 4th tip is to just have fun, right? And I know oh yeah, it's a game, like obviously I'm going to have fun. No, you don't get what I'm saying. So when I first started, like, again, this is my first TCG. I didn't know what I was doing, but I'm a very competitive person by nature. Like, I've always played sports when I was younger or whatever. And like, I, like everyone else, enjoy winning. Like, it's not why you play games, but it's a big thing of playing games, right? But if you're like me and you've never played a TCG before, or you've never played this, like, you're going to suck. Like, you are just going to suck. You might get lucky a few times, but more likely than not, at the beginning, you're probably going to lose most of, if not all, your games. And you're just going to have to accept that and enjoy it. But if you don't, like, if you just lose every game, you're like, oh, I'm losing, oh, this is rubbish, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're probably going to stop playing very quickly. Like, enjoy the journey of getting better at the game. At my locals, there's guys that go to world championships, like nationals, like all of the biggest tournaments in just like 32 player locals tournaments. You know what I mean? So you're gonna lose. You're for the majority of the first, at least the first like few months of playing the game, right? But this is also the biggest part of getting better, because you only really learn from your losses, right? If that makes sense. Or you learn the most from your losses, at least. And the better the guys that you play, the more you're going to learn, in my opinion. And I think that goes for most things, to be honest. So yeah, just enjoy. Learn to enjoy whether you're losing or not. Like, just have fun, because it is a very fun game. The cards are gorgeous. Like, there's so much about it that's fun and enjoyable. And the winning's just a bonus, right? And my 5th tip is to just play the game. Just play it. Whether you're playing it on the sim, whether you're going down to locals, whether you're using the tutorial app that is on the App Store and the Android market, whatever they're called. That's what I played before I downloaded the sim. It just gives you like a bare bones basic how to play the game. I think I played that a couple times, and then I downloaded the sim. I think I played the sim for like maybe 5 months before I like played with actual cards in my hand. But regardless, I was playing the game, I was learning. Just play it. It doesn't, even if you ignore all the steps before, just play the game, because it's so fun. Like, I've met so many people, and bear in mind, like, I might be all right filming videos on my own in the comfort of my own home, but I'm a pretty shy person. I'm not that great at like meeting new people, but I feel like the community, at least at my store, is so nice. Like, they'll help you with anything. If you go down to locals and you just play some games, people will answer questions. They'll probably just give you tips. Like if they notice that you're very new, they might be like, oh, by the way, when you did this, you could have done this because I noticed that you had that in your hand, blah, 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 blah. Like most of the community are pretty nice. And especially at locals, you get to win like some promos. Maybe if you do really well, you get to win a prize. But the best prize of all is the friends we made along the way. And for one last bonus tip, I would say if you are going to go play at any of these tournaments, make sure you download the Bandai app before. I've had such a nightmare with this bloody app. And if I knew about it before I went to tournaments, I might not have had such a problem. But it is a good idea to just download the Bandai app, make an account, because that's how it like pairs you with other people, and it is quite confusing. I've often had to ask people like, what the fuck am I doing on this app? But like I said, the community are mostly amazing. Ask someone for help. They'll probably give you a hand. Now, I'm aware those might not be the 5 best tips to give someone when they're starting the game, but they are things that I feel very strongly about. Whether you think have fun and just play the game as a tip, very debatable. I understand that. And like I said, if you've got any better tips or like maybe tips for once they do that you want to give someone, drop them down in the comments below. I'm sure I'll do a follow-up version for maybe once you've actually gone like and you're playing, some tips for then. But I thought I just want to give something, because I know there's loads of people that I'm sure want to play the game, but maybe they're just like and ahhing about it. This is more just like a go and do it kind of video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you hated it. But regardless, drop me a subscribe. We're well on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and it's all thanks to you lot. Like the video as per usual if you liked it. I'll be sure to be dropping some more content on your foreheads very soon. Love you all. I'll catch you on the next one. In.